Hey everyone, welcome back to class with Miss Kerr. So I just wanted to say a special hello from Herman the kitty cat. He's just having a nap, you know, he's very happy. Anyway, we'll check back in with Herman later, but for now we're going to get started with our new lesson. So today we're doing a hygiene lesson on good hand washing. So let's just start with asking a few questions first about good hand washing. My first question is, when do we wash our hands? I want you to think about that for a minute. When do we wash hands? And might be helpful for you to think about, when do we wash hands at school? When do you wash hands at home? So I know, for example, that at school we wash our hands before certain activities. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you wash your hands at school before snack? Yes. Yes, you do. You wash your hands before snack at school. Do you wash your hands before lunch? Yes, you do. So we wash our hands for snack, we wash our hands for lunch. That's hand washing before we eat. And we also wash our hands after we use the washroom. So if you go to the washroom at school or at home, or if you're out at the store and you go to the washroom, you also wash your hands after. We wash our hands several times throughout the school day, and we practice that all the time. But today I'm going to just give you a little demonstration on proper hand washing and remembering how to do a really good job when we're washing our hands. So first of all, I just want you to find your hands. So can you put your hand out in front of you like this? How I'm looking? Oh, Herman's telling me something, so hopefully he's going to not be too loud while we're having our lesson here. So first, just put your hand out here. Okay, there's your hand. So we want to make sure when we're washing our hands that we remember to wash this part of our hand. So that's sort of the front of your hand. You can look at that and say, okay, that side. We want to do that part of our hand. Okay, so we're like on top, if you will. And we want to get our fingers. So you can go ahead and wiggle your fingers. We want to make sure that we wash our fingers. And we want to make sure we get our thumb. Really important, because a lot of times we forget to wash our thumb. But it's really important that we do. So I'm just going to put this camera down. Hopefully I can put it here so it doesn't fall here. Okay, I think that's going to work. And I'm going to come over here to my sink and I'm going to demonstrate for you proper hand washing. So here we go. So first thing that we want to do is just turn our water on. So we're going to have a little bit of water running right there. And we want to get our hands wet. So you can take your hands and go ahead under the water. That, get it nice and wet. Next thing we need is soap. Really, really important that we remember our soap. Sometimes I see at school, some of you go to wash your hands and you don't use soap. You just put it under water like this. And you say, Miss Kerr, I washed my hands. But you didn't wash your hand because you forgot your soap. So let's try again. So we need to take our soap. This is what my soap looks like. Mine's in a pump. So I'm going to pump some soap on my hand. And you can see right there that I have lots of soap on my hand. And I take my other hand, I'm going to rub them together. Okay, just like that. So rub your hands back and forth. Really good there. Now let's not forget we have to get on top. So take your hand, you're gonna go on top. Make sure you're rubbing on top of your hand. Get all that soap on top of this hand. Well, don't forget, we have 2 hands, so you gotta do the other side. Get your other side going. There we go. Okay, now don't forget, we gotta get in between those fingers. So we put our hands back together, back and forth. We wanna rub those fingers back and forth with soap. And then last but not least, we often forget to do our thumbs. So let's not forget our thumbs. You're going to take your hand and go around your thumb just like this. Okay. And get the other one. And last, we will rinse the soap off. So let's go ahead and rinse that soap off. All that soap off down into the sink, into the drain. You can shake your hands, all that excess extra water off. Turn the tap off with your wrist, and then you can use a towel to dry up. So I'm just going to grab a towel here. I'm going to dry those hands off. Both hands. Just like that. Now, I want you to remember, because sometimes at school, I do see this happen where, you know what, you dry your hands and that's great, but then you forget what to do with the towel. So sometimes I see, sometimes people just throw it down and forget about it, but I want you to do something else. When you're finished drying your hands with the towel, I want you to hang it up somewhere so it will dry properly. All right, so I'm gonna go hang up my towel. And there we have it, proper hand washing throughout our day. So let's remember to wash our hands before we eat. Let's remember to wash our hands after we use the washroom. And let's just remember to have good hand washing throughout our day, at school or at home or anywhere we are. Okay, so go ahead and practice your hand washing, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.